Hey, what's up? What's up, everybody? FiboSwanny here, checking out a couple charts real quick before I head out into the nice weather. I know I'm a geek because I'm going to head out there and do some disc golf. I know it's probably a kind of a geeky thing to do, but I kind of like it. But one of the things I wanted to do, I got a couple requests. One of them, a lot of people have been talking about is EOS, and I wanted to kind of go over that daily chart and what I see there. I'm also going to look at VChain real quick because I had another request for that. So two quick charts for a quick update of what's going on in here. One's bullish, one's bearish. We'll have to see which one. So let me pull up the chart and we'll talk about it. All right. First off, let's look at EOS here. What's going on right now in the ADX? We're getting a little bit of a bullishness in the market when it comes to the trend momentum. Not a lot, but it's starting to build a little bit, which I like to see here on the daily as it's pushing against this resistance that we're seeing right here. Resistance is about 10,834. Um, I think we're going to kind of push through this and bust out, and as long as this internal momentum keeps continuing to rise, as we're getting a push against that, we're kind of knocking on heaven's door here, so we can get a little bit of another little bump up action into this green zone I have up here. Uh, but a couple things before I talk about that. A lot of Fibonacci on here, just trying to do some measurements. Starting way back here in March of 18. The low at 5,000 went up to 24,400 or 24,100. No, 24,400. And then that 61.8% level is right around in this area right in here. So as the price came down to this point, kind of hit support, bounced up, and then came back down and broke here, came back and tested as resistance. So, you know, put a little line in here real quick, just kind of show you what I'm talking about. This whole area right in here kind of had a support resistance flip to where we're working to the downside. So a couple of other little ones here. Got a high here and a low here, and this is where that tested the 61.8% that said, hey, we're no longer in this bullish run. We're starting to do the bearishness here. Had a break to the downside here. Next thing I'm looking at is just the overall movement. When you look at the high here to the low, and then we kind of broke into this bullish run. So this bullish run should take us into the 61.8% level here, which matches pretty close to the beginning of kind of this order block back in here before we started reversing back to the downside. So get a little bit of a bump here, take the measurement, and it should match up pretty close to this range. So I'm kind of a buyer in this point. Even if it dips down anywhere in this range back down to this blue trend line area here, I'm a buyer on any of these dips as long as the internal indication showing that the bulls are in control of the trend still. So the sentiment's going to remain buying on dips. Another thing to kind of look at here on the moving averages, we have the cross of the 55 up through the 89. And this blue 55 is going to be a nice little area of support right along with the trend line. So anything that drops down into this range should find some buying interest to keep this thing going. So I think over the next couple of days we break out EOS to the upside and get a nice little target. You might hit this as an early speed bump at 12,411. But ultimately, I kind of like this 13,640 area all the way up to the 14,430. Anywhere in this zone would be our target if this thing breaks out to the upside. If you want to hold longer term, just kind of, if you're still holding longs from this move, which I'm looking to take profit here first, but we'll have to see what the indicators look like then. But if you're going to want to hold it for long term, just kind of follow this blue trend line if it's going to continue to the upside, and then take profit if it starts to break back below this blue trend line there. So that's what I'm looking like on EOS. So uh, uh, any questions, comments on the chart, let me know. And then real quick, I had a request for uh, VChain. Let me pull up VChain real quick here. I'm a little bit of bearishness on VChain at the moment. I kind of did some measurements here. Look at the 61.8% as an area of resistance at this point. Got into the bearish market. But this move to the downside has a target of 207 on the 61.8% level. However, this latest move to the upside has kind of fallen back down below this trend line, and this measurement pushes it underneath the moving averages. Even though we had this cross in the market here, momentum for the bulls has been dropping on the ADX, and now the bears are trying to take control. But what we're really kind of looking at here on this ADX indicator is a little bit more of consolidation. So as we start to drop here, we might get down to these moving averages and kind of consolidate in this area. So and then another area to look for is the 61.8% level. So if you do want to go long, I would wait until at least 128. But if this momentum starts to build for the bears as price approaches this level, I'll probably wait to see if it makes the target off the trend line break or even further. But for now, I'm just going to say a little bit of bearishness as we move into this moving average Fibonacci area for support for some possible buying interest. But I don't think we're going to get a lot until then. So ride this thing a little bit more to the downside. So EOS is a little bit. I'm hoping a little bit bullish on the upside with a nice little breakout, which hasn't broke out yet, but it looks like it's starting to. So I like the pressure cooker on EOS. But when it comes to VChain, I'd be a little hesitant on this one and wait a little bit for some support. So there you have it. Got a little bit of one bullish, one bearish, a little bit of support and resistance to watch out for these charts. So any questions, comments, hit me up on DM on Twitter. I'm at FiboSwanny. This is the support and resistance show. Oh, hey, cool! I got the EOS T-shirt in the back. Maybe that'll give it some luck. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.